Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Mr. Fox coming to you from DigiFox Labs. Today we're going to be talking about the NFT football fantasy pick card collectible Sorare. Now, none of this is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Everything said here is 100% our opinion. So as you can see here, right on the page, we see that Sorare has officially launched their Major League Baseball, in which you could experience baseball like never before, according to them. Construct a 7-player lineup in the only officially licensed free-to-play NFT game. So if you're familiar with Sorare and how footballs work, now that's also called soccer in other areas, it is the same exact thing. Now they have stats and they have players and they have everything that you need to pretty much understand the game as far as Sorare is concerned. And now it's exactly the same as indicated before, but what is the difference is the sport. So should we go ahead and dive into Major League Baseball? Maybe, but that's not what we're here to talk about currently. Let's go ahead and get in with the news for Sorare before we go ahead and give you some interesting picks here for the coming up matches in football. So first and foremost, Sorare announced on their Twitter that Serie A is coming to Sorare. Now, if you don't know, they've already been there with some players actually already playing, but it looks like Serie A is going to release all the teams and update those that have been promoted as well as regulated. And it states here that they have entered an exclusive multi-year partnership with Serie A starting this season. Cards launch later this summer. So if you're interested in Serie A and if you subscribe to, I believe it's Paramount, you can watch all your games and watch to see how your cards do almost instantaneously if you are playing Sorare. Now, the teams that are probably going to be some of the favorites that give you some high yields are going to be, your typical Juve and your Milans, your Inters, and things of that nature. But what you need to realize is there are players who perform a lot better on a statistical calculation. And we're going to show you exactly what we mean, not with Serie A, but with other squads. And so let's go ahead and go back, and we're going to show you one just right now. So if you are familiar with Sorare, go ahead and just follow through. But they have new games coming up, and this is going to be for game week 292. And what we're going to be looking at is the Legends Challenge. Right, so go ahead and click on Legends Challenge, or if you're on your phone, go ahead and tap it, right? And now you're going to look at matches, right? And what's interesting to note is that if you have a legend and you don't know what to do with these legends, because legend cards are very much specific to a certain amount of matches. So if you scroll down here, you see here that the teams available for partaking in this current game week are stated right here under matches. So if you have a player that you're interested in, or if you're looking to see how you can get involved with a little bit of an advantage completely for free and just cost maybe a little bit of your time, is to look at the teams that are playing, and you just go ahead and highlight and copy, come up here, and let's go ahead and go back, and right here in the search bar, click it right there and see what teams are available, or sorry, what players are available on those specific teams. And that's pretty much what you would have to do going through almost, if not all, the teams so that you can go ahead and partake. Now, obviously, the major teams are going to have players available for you to pick from, and we're not going to go ahead and dive too much into that, but for example, Major League Soccer does have a partnership with Sorare, so most of the players, if not all the players, are available unless they're like rookies or very young, or they're bouncing back and forth between the MLS and whatever relegation league there is beneath MLS. I don't know, what is it, MLS2 or something of that nature. So that is where you may have an issue where they may come out with a player that then is no longer playable because they were sent out on loan to a different team in a lower division playing league. But this is the specific tournament of Legends, and we're going to scroll down here and show you, or scroll up because I believe we missed it, how you could go ahead and start partaking in this, because if you do not have a legend, you will be blocked off. And now there is a legend, a very famous legend that plays for or played for New York City FC. And acquiring said legend gives you access to this tournament. And the prizes for this tournament is, see here that the rewards are as followed. The yellow dots indicate the limited cards that you can be awarded, and this is, you can hardly see it, but there is a silver button right here, and this indicates the amount of rewards that you get. So these unfortunately are no of value, but the ones that are limited or gold have some sort of value. And scrolling further down, you can see here that the rewards are different for every single tournament, right? And we see here that nothing is available for Legends, so we don't know if it's going to be for fun or if the rewards have yet to be established. That's yet to be said. Now here, the rewards are as simple. I mean, this right here says $875 and $700 respectively as we go further down, and the prices increase based off of the difficulty of the tournament. Over here, we see the amount of people that have already registered to play in this tournament, so you will be one of, say, 5,000 trying to compete for $2,000. And now, what Legends will we be actually entering? Well, we have one here, and it is Andrea Pirlo. Now, currently, the price for one of them is going to be roughly around $40. And as you see here, the prices just go significantly up. And what makes this interesting is that you buy a Legend, and if the team that is indicated right here in the upper right-hand corner plays, this card actually gives you the best recorded score in respect to the team that they are playing. So for example, if NYC is playing LA Galaxy and there's a player on NYC that scores a 72, which is this score right here, Pirlo will go ahead and acquire that score as well. Right, so what's interesting to know, if you just click on this and you can see the history of Pirlo. Let's go ahead and look at the history. And this is his history right here. 71, 89, 70, 75, 56. And this is the best score of the entire squad. And so they just automatically get that. So rather than trying to guess who is going to be the best performing player on New York City FC, just get a Pirlo and just plug him in and you acquire that best score for the player. And so currently $40 is quite cheap, actually, because there was a time when Pirlo was, I think, demanding like lots of money, if I'm not mistaken. This was one on auction. Let's see here. I can't really see your cards. And we see here that, you can see here that it's already increased in value. Oh, no, it's newly listed. Let's go to lowest price. Scroll down and look, some of these are demanding 300, 97. Now, what's interesting to note is even though this is 300, this is not the best one. It's very unrealistic. If you scroll further into this and see, so this would be a bargain because you get 0.5% on top of your score, right? And it's 55. So it's best to buy this one for $55 than rather than spend $300, right? And if there's one better than this one, let's go ahead and see. So here, there's one for 44, so that's a bargain, and that's about it. So right now, if you're going to spend money on a Pirlo, it would probably be this one being sold by PETA 75. That would be your best bang for the buck initially, right? So that is Pirlo. Now, the other play that's going to be playing today is the infamous Diego Maradona. Now, we see here that the base price is going to be roughly around the mid to high 80s to partake, and his team is playing as well. Now, what's interesting to note, same thing applies here. If you're going to spend the money for a Maradona, you might also just get this one here. Spend the extra $4 if you have the ability to do so and get the extra 0.5%. Because he's going to play, this will actually increase the value of percentages because these only increase in percentages if they are utilized. So if they are not utilized, they actually decrease in percentages as time goes on. Now, for collectability, if that is the way you're planning on flipping these, obviously the one with rookie cards stamped all over it would be your best bet. And especially if you're going to be playing anyway, well, then you might as well go ahead and just get this one in itself. In fact, we may actually look to see if we could purchase this at the end of this filming, just for our own personal collection, right? And then here are other ones on rare. So that is another thing that we are looking at. Now, the tinfoil. Going back to New York City FC, if you want a good bargain card for the current playing week, we recommend Thiago Martins. If you see right here, it's currently $30, but it is his performance and his ability to keep playing. And as we scroll further down into where he's playing, we see here that he's played the last 4 matches and has done quite well. averaging in the green consistently for the past 4 days. And if you look at the past 15 days, last 15 matches, he's averaged 59. So this is quite a bargain. This is something that you definitely would want to consider. And he's only 25, so he could be someone that you utilize over and over and over again. And we see here that as far as prices, he went for auction at around $57. So if you look at what he's going for currently, he's going for $30. So in the grand scheme of things, he's actually doing pretty good. So this could be a bargain, and you could probably even flip it within the future. Now, the other player we're going on about, also from New York City, is going to be Malte Amundsen. Now we see here, why is he a bargain, we say? Well, look here. He is currently going for $5, $5, $5, so roughly $5 to $6 that we can get him for with decent percentages and even currently new released cards. Now, if you see right here, he's a common player, right? We see here that he isn't necessarily a green performing player, but over the grand scheme of things, you are going to get a player that plays, and that is the first step into achieving some sort of progress in your Sorare journey. Because if you buy cards that players do not play in, you're just sitting on cards, and now then you are literally forcing yourself to just flip cards based off of speculation, right? So if he never played, now you're looking at an investment rather than something that can actually give you utility in certain matches. So we did acquire some of these Malte Amundsen, or sorry, we acquired one of them. We may acquire another one. And this is another glitch that we're coming on about that we actually stumbled across accidentally. And this is from Reo Hatate, plays for Celtic FC. So if we look at Hatate, we see here that he is classified as a defender and a midfielder. What makes this very ironic and interesting is the fact that if you need a defender card, and specifically a player that plays, you could go ahead and get Reo Hatate. If you need a midfielder card, you could also get Reo Hatate. Not to mention that both of them are actually roughly the same price. So it would behoove individuals, if they have the means to do so, to purchase both Reo Hatate as a midfielder and a defender, because it is the one and the same player. The only difference is the positioning. So it benefits you in that he is very much able to just adapt, right? And now I don't know if this is a glitch. I don't know if this is going to change at all in the future, because Sorare very well can put one of those red X's here and prevent you from utilizing this this man here, this card. They could very well just delete all these and remint whatever position he's playing, or they could just keep it the same. So that is quite a bit of a hack, a very expensive hack for most people, but it is a hack nonetheless. So happy days, happy trading, and good luck on your Sorare journey.